Good morning, guys. It's Monday, snowy Monday. We're on the tail end of a storm here in northeastern Pennsylvania, which is also affecting other parts of the Northeast. So, kids are home from school. It's a great day. I wanted to touch on something this morning that has kind of been something that's kind of been weighing on me for quite a long period of time, and the more and more I kind of begin to understand certain aspects of this, the more I'm confused by it, and I mean, in some ways concerned, but more confused than other things. Basically, just to get into it, it's the idea of this mindset that has appeared in the Western Church of operating our churches under a business model and doing it in such a way where it kind of begins to stop looking like an operating church and looking like a business that operates as a church. I don't know. There are just aspects of different church operations that I've seen in different churches, and this isn't specific to the churches that I've attended or anything like that, because I've been attending to a mix of different churches and different operating procedures and different models in which they operate, and some are completely non-business-like, some are very business-like, and but there's other people that I've met and I've talked to and I've seen how it works. And I mean, I get that there are certain aspects of keeping a church running that operate like a business. You got bills you got to pay, you got staff members you got to pay, you got ministries that you got to budget for. I get that, but the thing that I don't understand is I on the level of which we do specific things, how it is exactly that it gets determined, like what gets what amount of money, and even more so when it comes to the salary of some of staff members in the church. And I'm talking everything from the secretaries all the way up to the senior pastor. It's a great deal of confusion for me and other people that I've spoken with on this topic, because I don't understand why there's a need for, in instances, a pastor to make $75,000, $100,000, $125,000 a year. I get he does he has a very big job. And if he's very good at what he does, I understand that. But seriously? Especially if you're in a church that, has ministries that are underfunded. Or, whatever it is. It's the business mentality of running a church, and far beyond just the idea of being able to manage a budget. Like, it's getting involved in the church now. Like say God is pulling somebody to come to full-time ministry, and this is a case that I've run into, personally, because. I mean, we have some stuff going on right now, and we feel that, that there's a possibility that God may be calling us into full-time ministry, and that has a very real possibility in our life. But I've talked with other people as well who've already gone through this process and are now in full-time ministry, and it's just it's almost like walking into a job interview now. Like when you talk to churches about open staff positions, like. It's like sometimes you walk into a job interview and they're like, if you don't have a degree or you don't have this vocational training or this, then we're not interested. Because then to us because to business, in a lot of cases, they interpret that as you not having the skills required in order to do the job, when that may not at all be the case. In the same circumstances, it's become that way within some church structures and the way that they operate and the way that they hire as well. If you don't have a diploma or certificate or formal education in some sense from some sort of faith-based schooling, they don't even want to talk to you. And to me, that's almost like it's saying that I don't care who you are, I don't care what you've done, if you don't have this, then you're really not capable. And it's like, what? Like, it's just amazing to me, like, in some cases, how we've managed to get to that point. Now, like, granted, there are a lot of churches who do it very, very well. And who balance things out, and they don't operate at all like a business. When they have open positions, they're looking at every possible candidate. I mean, there are straight up some places that will take a look at you and go, you don't have any experience or any capability of what we want or what we or whatever, without even digging. I mean, it's like, it's just it's confusing to me, because the church is supposed to be something that operates in such a way that it's in direct contrast to the rest of the world. But in a lot of ways, in some cases, and in some church environments, we're operating exactly like the rest of the world. With how we're choosing to allocate, our money and resources, how we're choosing to screen candidates, how, for staff positions, how we're choosing to choose people to fulfill non-staff leadership roles within the church. Like, it's just like, it's extremely confusing. Like, and at the same time, it's, when you inquire, in some cases you don't even get an answer. And I don't know. I guess my purpose today is just to see if there's anybody else who sees this at all happening. I mean, because there are times where I feel like I see or experience things and I'm the only one, because it's like, because I talk to other people, they're like, oh, no. But it's like, I can't be the only person who sees this. And if I am, then I need to know so that I can figure out how to go about removing this mindset, because I see it, and when I see it, it's confusing, it's concerning, it blows my mind that we're trying to separate ourselves. We're supposed to be separating ourselves from the world and acting in a manner that is, more and more like Christ, but yet we're taking worldly formulas and models and plugging them into how we operate our church. And in some cases, doing it and calling it a business model. I don't get that. So, that's it for today. I know it's short. I don't even know if what I was getting at makes any sense, but I mean, is this the way? I guess the question I have is this the way that we're supposed to be operating our churches? Is this the way that we're supposed to be reaching people for Christ? Because in a lot of circumstances, it seems like, when a church, if a church is successful at getting people to walk through the door and they experience Christ, then from that point on, it's, in some cases, in others it's not, but in some cases it's like it's a struggle in order to help, guide them along the path to maturity, which we're supposed to be doing as the church. And I mean, but if we're not, if the resources aren't there, because it's all allocated to staffer salaries, which may or may not be larger than they should be, I guess I just don't see how that's effective. Or if we can't facilitate maturity because we're completely devoting money to building funds or, whatever. Don't get it. But that's it. I'm done. Thank you for stopping by. And by all means, guys, please, feedback. I would love feedback. I don't get a whole heck of a lot of it, and sometimes I just feel like I put this out there, and I know people watch it to some extent, but I have no idea whether or not anything that I'm saying is even remotely relevant. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot. Have a good one. Bye.